So, you have some more Attack on Titan side dishes for me?
Yes, sir, I do.
Great, what are they?
Well, I was thinking we could use these extra 8 episodes to work on character development, right?
Oh, so you're thinking about adding some backstories to the characters we don't really know that much about?
Kind of. I'm thinking we more like give more backstory to the characters that we already know and love.
Well, what's the point of giving characters with full backstories already even more backstory?
So that I don't have to write any more new backstory for characters that people don't really care about.
Like this, I do.
Great, and so for the first OAD, I was thinking...
Wait, why is it OAD and not OVA?
No one knows, but if you get it wrong, people will scream at you in an angry voice.
Gotcha, so what can you tell me about these characters that we already know so much about?
Yeah, we're gonna start with Hanji and Levi going on just, a regular expedition beyond the walls.
Oh, and what happens out there? Does Levi kill some Titans?
And Hanji screams about some Titan science. Yeah, pretty much standard procedure.
Sounds like we're checking all the boxes for an Attack on Titan episode.
Now you're getting it.
Oh, is that the whole episode then?
Not quite, because, they discovered the corpse of this girl, Ilsa Langer, right?
Oh, who's she?
Well, she was a member of the scout regiment, and she went missing on an expedition.
Which one?
Not important, but she did have a notebook in which she wrote down everything that happened to her.
And what does this notebook end up saying?
Oh, something about how the Titan that killed her started to speak to her.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, the Titan was like, welcome, and, it bowed and called her Ymir, and then it ate her. Yeah, it did eat her.
Well, that's just huge information. Why don't we hear about this talking Titan in the main series?
Because, it would be too spoilery, so we gotta lock you behind a wall of doing a singular Google search.
That is a surprisingly difficult hurdle.
I know, right? And so next up, we're gonna have the answer to the question, what if Attack on Titan was from John's perspective?
And what does that look like?
Well, pretty much it's just him pining for Mikasa, being angry at his parents, which, by the way, he does have, despite the fact that pretty much no other main character does.
Dang you, John!
And also just an episode of MasterChef of him versus Sasha, which he wins.
I'm not sure that's gonna be super entertaining.
Did I mention we're gonna have epic music playing the whole time?
Sold!
Great, and so then we're gonna have, all these Season 1 characters on, a training mission, right?
Okay.
During which bandits are going to kidnap the Krista and steal their ODM gear.
Oh no, sounds like that'll be difficult for them to get their materials and Krista back.
Actually, it's super simple. Barely an annoyance.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you see, they've got several theories on how they can get their stuff back, right?
And what are those?
Well, the crux of the idea is, getting their stuff back.
Well, that is an important part.
And so they managed to get the ODM gear back, save Krista, and turn over the culprits to the military police.
Wow, a successful mission in Attack on Titan without anyone dying? I think that's a first, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of a rarity. And so then we're gonna have a Levi backstory.
Wait, I thought we already got that in Season 3 with Kenny.
Well, we got his childhood in Season 3, but this is more like how he joined the Survey Corps.
Oh, and how did he join the Scouts?
Well, he was living in the underground city with some ODM gear and some friends until one day Erwin saw him and was like, this dude should probably be killing Titans.
That's a good call.
And so in his first mission, he's gonna meet an abnormal that kills all his friends.
I would be sad, but also it just kind of feels like the standard Attack on Titan character formula at this point.
And so Levi decides to, kill the abnormal, which for some reason has red eyes, and it kind of awakens, the Ackerman within him. So we get some pretty cool moves.
I assume he kills the abnormal Titan.
Oh, and how.
So what next?
Well, Annie's gonna be working on a missing persons case for the military police, right?
Oh, no, who's missing?
This girl named Carly, and she's the daughter of a rich merchant who wants to find her.
Yeah, I imagine he would.
And so Annie's gonna be looking around, and she finds the body of Carly's boyfriend in a room just full of drugs.
Oh, no.
And then she meets this guy with a red eye who, kidnaps her.
Even more, oh, no.
But then she manages to trick her captors into stabbing her with her own stabby ring, and she turns into a Titan and, escapes.
Wait, a transformation in the middle of the city and no one noticed?
That's what we're going with. And so then Annie, she manages to find Carly and finds out that she's the drug kingpin.
Oh, so does Annie take her out?
Nah, she lets her go, but she does figure out that, it was Carly's dad who got Carly's boyfriend killed.
And she arrests him.
No, because, she needs the next day off so she can try to, steal away Eren, right?
That's all Attack on Titan villains do, yes.
And so she works with Carly's father to dump Carly's boyfriend's body into the industrial sewage, puddle.
That is quite interesting, but I gotta tell you, it doesn't feel a lot like Attack on Titan.
Alright, well, what if I told you there was a scene at the very end for 2 seconds of Annie running into the main series timeline?
That works, I like that a lot.
Great, and so then we're moving on to the final OAD.
Which is?
Well, essentially, it's all just kind of a what-if happening in Mikasa's head back when she thought Eren was dead in Season 1.
I'm intrigued. What happens in this thing?
Well, essentially, she's gonna wish that her parents never died and the wall never fell, so she lives a happy childhood with Eren and Armin.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, it is. Until, Eren decides that he wants to follow Armin and his parents outside the walls in a hot air balloon.
Ooh, is that a bad idea?
Well, seeing as how in this alternate future the gates were sealed and the Survey Corps disbanded and, it's very illegal to go outside the walls or even talk about outside the walls, I'd say it's not a good idea.
Yikes, how does that end up going?
Well, Mikasa's gonna try and join them, but she gets waylaid by the Mirror Man.
Oh, who's this very reflective man?
Well, he's like a hypnotist who tells her that no matter what timeline she's in, Eren is always gonna die.
Oh, that sounds quite ominous.
Exactly, and so when Mikasa finally arrives at the long shot, she finds that Armin is crying because, Eren died trying to save him in the hot air balloon accident.
Apparently, Eren dying to save Armin is also a constant in every timeline.
Apparently, and so yeah, that's I guess that's it.
That's it?
Yeah, we kind of just have like one shot of Eren and Mikasa in like season 3 or something. I'm not really sure. And then we get out of there pretty quick. So, what did you think?
Of what? The Mikasa episode, the OADs, or the fact that we still haven't done a pitch meeting for Attack on Titan, the final part, the final chapters, the final season, part 2?
Let's try the OADs.
Oh, well, I mean, I thought they were pretty fun.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I mean, I just, for a show called Attack on Titan, there seemed to be a paramount lack of Titans.
Well, you gotta keep in mind, sir, that, Titan activity is pretty rare, and we can't really go intruding on the main series storyline here.
What about the Mikasa episode?
Alright, we can't go intruding on the main series storyline in a permanent fashion.
Well, I mean, I think it'll be a nice little addition for fans who, really like the show and are also capable of doing a single Google search.
Yeah, and I was totally thinking that what we could do is we could add in, like, Easter eggs specifically for the final season, so when people look back, it'll be clear that it looks like we have a plan.
What? Hey guys, Anime Pitch Meeting here. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, then I suggest you click over here for more Attack on Titan related content. If that is not what's there, click here anyway. You'll probably get there eventually. Anyway, see you in the next one.